Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? This video idea, Man Up, came to me as I overheard a conversation between a young lady and a man that she was talking to. And in this conversation, the young lady was complaining that her husband needed to man up. She talked about how there was a situation between her husband and his family, and how she does not feel that her husband stands up enough to his family in defense of her, or defense of their relationship, or just in general. And she was just complaining and saying, you know, he's getting on my nerve, he makes me sick, he needs to man up. And then the guy that was talking to her said, wait, hold on a moment. Does he take good care of you? She says yes. Is he equal partner with you in helping to raise your sons? She said yes. Is he kind to you? She says yes. Does he bring his paycheck home, or most of his paycheck home? And she says yes. Is he a good provider? She says yes. So he says, wait, so he's good to you, he's kind to you, he's a great father, he's a great provider, but yet because you don't think he's standing up to his family the way you think he should stand up to his family, then he's not being a man, and he needs to man up. And that's where I thought about this video, because I was just thinking to myself, so often as women, we feel like because a man doesn't handle a situation the way we think he ought to handle a situation, or the way we would have handled a situation, then sometimes we will denigrate a man's manhood by saying, you need to man up, or if you were a real man, you would do this. And I think that there is no worse way to denigrate, desecrate, obliviate a man's manhood than to tell him, you need to be a man. You need to be a man. And you know us. You need to be a man about yours. And believe me, I have been guilty myself. I might not have verbally told my husband he needed to man up about something, but I know there are plenty of times I'm sure I thought about it. I thought, you know, you need to man up. But to me, that's one of, there's probably plenty more other things that can be said, but to me, that's one of the worst things you can say to your man, to just knock his ego down a couple of pegs, telling him he needed to man up. Because I'm sure he's been raised, he's a good husband, a good father. He feels that he is a man, and he is a man, and he is a man. If he's doing that, believe me, if he is good to you, taking care of you and taking care of your family, he is a man, believe me. And just because he didn't handle that boss the way you think he should have handled that boss, maybe he didn't say something to his mama, or handle a situation with his mama the way we think he should have handled a situation with his mama, or maybe he didn't, maybe, you know, you feel like he didn't handle a situation with his homeboys or his friends the way we think, because we are different. There's a distinct difference between man and woman. And I love that book about men are from Mars and women are from Venus. We are seemingly from two totally different planets, although I know we're not, but we are seemingly and metaphorically from Mars and Venus. So men are not going to handle situations exactly like women, and women are not going to handle situations exactly like men, nor should we. Why have men and women if we're going to, there's no distinction between us, and we're going to handle and think the same way, handle situations the same way, then why should there even be any man and woman? You know, so women, And like I say, preaching to the choir, I'm guilty myself. I don't tell my husband that verbally, man up, but there have been times that I thought to myself, you should handle a situation like this, or you should handle a situation like that, because my husband is a people person. He's a people person, and he's a people pleaser. And I'm the type of person who, I love you, I'm going to do what I can for you, I'm kind, but I don't live to please people. So sometimes when I think my husband should handle a situation one way and he didn't, I'll give you like one example. I'll give you so many examples, but I'll give you one. Like my husband has, in addition to working full time, he has a lawn care business. And we're paying thousands, yes, still paying thousands of dollars for his lawn equipment. Yet he will let his friend use his lawn equipment to make money for himself, for his friend. His friend has his own lawn care business, but how you have a business without equipment? Because you use our equipment. I've been telling my husband for the last couple of years, stop letting your friend and other people use the equipment that we are paying for and they are benefiting from. But no, I don't know what I'm talking about. And so many times I felt, you need to man up and tell your friend, no, you cannot use my equipment. Well, after a whole lot of mishaps and a whole lot of things that went on with him and his friend, my husband finally see the light that repairs that we're making on equipment that your friend hasn't been paying for, etc., etc. Anyway, he finally see the light that was right all along. But there are so many times I felt like, and even his friend had been asking him for his equipment, Instead of telling his friend, no, you can't use my equipment because A, B, and C, he tells his friend, my equipment is not working, my equipment is out of commission, I'm getting it fixed. And part of that is partially true. But the real reason you cannot use my equipment is because you're not taking good care of my equipment, because we're paying for equipment that you are using and benefiting from, because etc., etc., etc. Well, my thinking is, man up and tell him why he can't use your equipment. But back to what I was saying, that's one of the worst things that we can say to our men, man up, just because they are not handling a situation the way we think they should. What is man up? Those of you on Twitter know I talked about this. Hashtag man up. Man up is a man who loving you like Christ loves the church. And those of you who are not spiritual, not in the church, you might not know, but Christ loves the church. Yes, he does. He died. He didn't die just for the church. He died for all of us. But that's just how much he loved us, that he died for us. So, and Christ has a mandate that husbands love their wives. Husbands love their wives like Christ loves the church. So is your husband loving you? That's manning up. Is your husband getting up out of that bed and going out into that world and working and bringing his paycheck home? Even if not every single penny, is he bringing most of it home? That is manning up. Is your husband a good father, taking care of the kids, helping you to raise the kids, not babysitting for you, but co-parenting with you? That is manning up. Is he a man of God? Does he seek God's face for a vision for your family? That is manning up. Does he know how to appreciate other women's beauty, but not lust after them, but only has eyes for his wife? That is manning up. Does he take all kinds of things at work, out on the job, out in the world, because he knows that it's not about him? It's about being a good provider to his family. It's about taking care of his children. It's about keeping a roof over your head. It's about keeping cars and vehicles and transportation on the road. He knows it's about keeping your health insurance and your life insurance and keeping your house in order. That is manning up. So ladies, let's not get it twisted. Because he ain't rolling his neck or handling a situation the way we think we know they ought to handle a situation, that is not manning up. That is not synonymous with being a man. A man is one who is a male with maturity and love and taking care of and providing for and being a companion to, being supportive of his wife, his woman, his children. That's manning up. All right? Let's remember that, ladies, when we want to roll our neck and we want to tell them off and tell them, you need to man up. Before you say you need to, let's hold it for a moment and think about what a real man is all about. We might not have had a role model, but those things that I mentioned, that is what being a man is all about. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed.